Okay, so in this video, we are going to put our speed variable to work. Okay, in the last video, we created a variable, we called it speed, and it allows us to change the speed of our character in all directions just by changing that one variable. So what we're going to do now is we're going to create a power up, or actually this is going to be a power up or a power down. This is going to be kind of like we're not sure what's going to happen when you select it, kind of thing. So we're actually going to talk about random numbers a little bit too in here, and how we make something that we're not certain about happen. So let's get to it. So I've done a little work ahead of time here to speed this up a little bit. I've created a couple new sprites. I've created a speed power up, and I've created two messages that are either you get a speed boost. I'll show that to you here. You get a speed boost, or you get a speed penalty. Okay, I didn't really have a good thing to come up with for that, so I called it a penalty. So basically what's going to happen is when you get this sprite, or when you run over this sprite, right here, I put a little question mark on it. Similar to the speed bonus, when you run over it, you're either going to get a speed boost or you're going to get a speed penalty. All right, so let's see how we do this here. So before we get started with that, a couple little housekeeping things here is I'm going to bring my time down a little bit, my starting time from 60 seconds. I'm just going to bring it down to 30 seconds. So where you do that is in your stage. At the top is where we set our variables. And I set my time to 30 seconds. So you can do that too if you want to. I just felt like 60 was too much time. And my speed variable is set to 3. And so what we need to do first is in these new variables, the speed power up here, I need to make sure that when the flag is clicked, that it's positioned. So let me see where the position is here. Just going to set it right there and go under motion and go to here. And I'm going to show it, make sure that it's being seen. Okay, so I'm going to go under my looks category and drop in show. So for my other two new sprites, the speed boost and the speed penalty, I want to make sure that they're hidden. Okay, so I'm going to go put in when green flag is clicked, hide. All right, I'm not really going to worry about positioning them because they're not going to change. And so go to penalty. When green flag is clicked, make sure under looks, we're going to hide. All right, so now I'm going to click my green flag. Now my timer is at 30, my speed is at 3, everything's being shown and hidden. And so now I need to have something happen when I run over my speed power up. So let's do that now. So what's going to happen is it's going to be very similar to the time bonus script. So the time bonus, when you run over it, it basically sends a message to give you a bonus time. Let's just copy that. I'm going to show you a little trick here. If you hold down the control key or right click on it and you do duplicate, you can actually bring that over to another sprite and click on it and it'll drop it in. So now when I go to my speed sprite, notice all that code is dropped in there. That's awesome. And what I'm going to do is take this forever loop and drop it underneath the one I just created. All right, and get rid of this other one because that kind of does the same thing. All right, and all this stuff inside this conditional, this if statement, I'm going to kind of get out of here. And what we really want to be concerned with here is this if-then statement. And so this is going to stay the same. So if Blocky's touching it, then two things could happen. We're either going to do a speed boost or a speed penalty. So I actually need another if-then statement inside of this statement. So I'm going to go into my control, and since it's two possible things that happen, we're actually going to do the if-then else statement here, or loop. I'm going to drop that in. So make sure you have 2 of those. It's really important. And so what it's going to do is if Blocky's touching it, then it's going to run this loop inside. And what we want to do is we want to say if one of 2 numbers is chosen, because we're going to use random numbers here, then do this. And if that one of 2 numbers isn't chosen, then we'll just do the other thing. So that's sort of like, it's going to be different every time. We're not going to know for sure what's going to happen. So the way you do that is we're going to get one of these operators, and we're going to get an equals to one. Okay, go ahead and drop that in. So if something is equal to something, then do this. Well, that something is going to be a random number. So notice we have this pick random 1 to 10. We don't have that many possibilities. We really only have 2. So I'm going to change it from 10 to 2. We're going to do pick random number 1 to 2 and drop that in here. So when this runs, it's going to pick a random number between 1 and 2, 1 or 2. We're going to say if it's equal to 1, then do something. If it's not equal to 1 and it's 2, then it's going to do something else. So what we're going to do is we're just going to send messages, okay? And then we're going to let all the other stuff happen in that sprite. So let's go to events and let's broadcast a new message. So if, let's say, 1 is picked and it's equal to 1, then let's broadcast a new message and we'll call that speed boost. Okay, that'll be our boost. And if it doesn't, if it picks 2, let's broadcast another different message. We'll call that one new message speed penalty. All right, so it's going to send these messages out. Okay, but we're still dealing with this boost sprite here, and we do want to do a couple things to that as in here, and that's going to be we want to play a sound and we want to hide it. All right, so let's play the sound first. We'll play the zoop sound, and we will put that underneath that conditional thing, because this is going to happen regardless of which number is picked. All right, so we're going to play a zoop sound, and then we're going to go to looks and hide it. So that takes care of that sprite. Now, we need to go to the other 2 sprites and tell them what to do when they get this broadcast. So let's go to the boost one first. So I made this speed boost sprite here. And so we're going to go to where it says events, and it's waiting to receive this message. So when I receive speed boost, what am I going to do? Well, the first thing I want to do is show, right? We want to see this message. So under looks, we do show. All right, the next thing we need to do is change the speed of Blocky, right? So, and that's where our variable comes in handy. If we go to data, we are going to not change the speed. I mean, we could do change the speed up or down, but I just want to set it so I know exactly what it's going to be from wherever it is. So we're going to set speed, and let's say if it's 3, let's say we will make it 5, all right? So almost double. We're going to set the speed to 5, and then we need to decide how long is this power up going to last. All right, well, I know I don't want to keep the message on there very long because it kind of takes up some of the maze and it might be distracting. So I'm only going to keep that on there for 2 seconds, let's say. So go back to control, drag out a wait seconds block, and we'll make that 2 seconds. So after 2 seconds, we're going to go to looks and say hide. And then let's say if we're going to have our power up last for, let's say, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, we can experiment with this. Then we just add that onto the 2 seconds. So we're going to wait another, let's wait another 5 seconds. I'll know this better when I test my game out. So I'm going to wait another 5 seconds. So it's going to disappear, wait another 5 seconds, and then we have to bring our speed back to normal because we don't want this to be a power-up that lasts the whole game. It's only like a little bonus. So then we go back to data, set speed to 3. That's like our normal speed. And that should do it. All right. So let's see what happens just for fun. I'm going to click the run thing here. And let's see if our random number, oh, it must have chose 1. So now I have my speed boost. Notice I still have my variable there. And oh, now I'm back to normal speed. And you can see the speed variable change. That's why it's good to have it showing right now, just to test. All right, so now I just need to do the same thing for my penalty. Let me try this again and see if I get a penalty. Oh, see, that time it went away, but I didn't get the booster thing. So that means I must have been chosen, or it must have chose 2. So let's go fix that. So I'm going to take, a lot of this code stays the same in the speed boost. The numbers change. So I'm just going to control click on it, duplicate, I'm going to paste that in or click that into speed penalty and change it up a little bit. So not when I receive speed boost, but when I receive speed penalty, I'm going to set my speed not to 5, but it's going to go lower. I'm going to say 1. Can't go any lower than that or else you're not going to go anywhere. And you could use that, I guess, if you wanted to freeze him for a certain amount of time. That's a thought. Wait 2 seconds, hide, wait 5 seconds, and then set speed to 3. So that should do it. So now, I'm going to run over it. Let's see which one I get. Ooh, I got a speed penalty. Oh, now Blocky's going really slow. He's going slow. And, oh, he's back. All right, let's try it again. Oh, I got a boost this time. So notice, I don't know what's going to happen. It's totally random, which makes it a lot more fun to play. So that's it for our speed boost. And I think now we're pretty much just going to do some enhancements to the game, and we should be in good shape. Bye.